Want to mention that part. Now, this story is by Entertainment Tonight, um, which is also a white media source, okay? But you're going to notice a big difference in their presentation and their use of these sound bites than what was used in the other Culture Vulture thing. Now, Tina said the same thing. I can remember getting on a plane and this white woman said, "How could you let him marry her? Blah, blah, blah," right? Now, black people seem to have grabbed that from the other one and felt like it supported the fact that Tina Knowles was concerned because, a white woman was concerned and a white woman didn't approve of their relationship. So there must be something wrong, right? Because if white people aren't accepting of it, then it must not be okay. I'm going to start it over again now so y'all can hear this thing in context.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
Tina Knowles-Lawson is sharing a telling personal story.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example.
Speaking with Gayle King on CBS Mornings, the mother of Beyonce and Solange discussed her latest project, Profile the Black Man.
That's the narrative. I felt threatened. I felt afraid. If they got on handcuffs, they're still a threat because they're black men.
The morning show aired a clip from the upcoming docuseries where Tina described this memorable encounter.
Did y'all know about this documentary? Please put a 1 in the chat if before this conversation that you and I are having right now, if you knew about this documentary, if you'd ever heard of it. Give me a 1 in the chat. I'm not going to do it like Jaguar Wright. I'm going to give you another option. Give me a 0 in the chat if you've never heard of this project before right now. Please. I don't beg you for much. I'm going to need your feedback on this one. If you knew this project was happening prior to this conversation, please give me a 1. If this is the very first time you've ever heard about this project, please give me a 0. And you see now why I'm upset. I'm going to start it over again because I think it's so important.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
Tina Knowles-Lawson is sharing a telling personal story.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example.
Speaking with Gayle King on CBS Mornings, the mother of Beyonce and Solange discussed her latest project, Profile the Black Man.
That's the narrative. I felt threatened. I felt afraid. If they got on handcuffs, they're still a threat because they're black men.
The morning show aired a clip from the upcoming docuseries where Tina described this memorable encounter.
Watch this.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right?"
Now, I'm interrupting this for a moment because this shit is some bullshit. It's so important to go to the source of what was said in the full context. That's something I learned when I was in seminary. Don't never let nobody give you no scripture and tell you what it is. You read what was before and you read what was after and find out what that thing really, really, really means. Media is powerful at editing and changing what people say to make them say what they want you to hear. Now, so far, we see that this woman has a documentary she's releasing about the profile of the black man and the stigmas that black men face in this country. Now, I'm going to ask you this question before we continue because I'm rude and ignorant. Do you think she was talking about Jay-Z controlling Beyonce when she had those sound bites on that other story? Now that you know she's got this documentary coming out. If you still do, that's cool because you could. But do you think so? Let this continue. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
How did you let him marry your daughter? And it was just shocking to me. And I said, "No, actually, my son is a CEO."
What was her response? Was she like, "Oh, I'm worried because I think he's drugging my daughter"? No, she said, "No, bitch. Actually, my son is a CEO. Actually, my son makes more money than your son could think about, dream about, meditate on, manifest, imagine. My son got money oozing out of his cufflinks. He's a fucking CEO. No, he ain't no gangster rapper." Yes or no? Yes or no? Somebody tell me, what did the woman say? Did the woman say, "Oh, white woman, I'm so sorry that my son-in-law has not met your approval and your stereotype of what a successful man should be? Oh, white woman, I'm so sorry that you don't accept our family, white woman. Massa, I apologize that my daughter married that nigger, Massa." No. Did Tina Knowles say she was concerned about her son drugging and controlling her daughter? Now y'all heard what the fuck and I cut it off. We haven't even finished it yet, but I couldn't keep it. You heard the context in which she said what she said now. Just a couple more words before and a couple more words after, and you see she said something completely different. If I'm lying right now, put a pig in the chat. If I'm not lying right now, put some angel wings in the chat. Let's get this baby together. Go ahead.
She didn't think of him as a CEO or even a talented celebrity that, was a great businessman.
Following the clip, Tina shared what she took away from the experience.
At that time, I remember thinking, I can't be mad at her because that is what the media portrays.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example because I'm thinking, and then you followed up by saying, I'm not even mad at her. How are you not mad?
I sat there and I thought about how the media portrays Black men and how that is typical of the things that they would focus on. Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
Tina hopes her new project helps
You tell me. Because we're going to go back and watch it again. That was only a minute and 35 seconds. Okay? Every single thing Tina Knowles said was also in that other video. Everything Tina just said here but it was all put together. And there were other things that were included. That woman never said she was worried about her son-in-law drugging and controlling her daughter. She never said it. It's not in sentiment that she's ever expressed. As a matter of fact, when it was placed before her that her daughter might not be in the right relationship, she defended her son-in-law because she saw it as a racial stereotype. Don't nobody have no problem with no white men being in control in their relationships. Nobody ever has a problem with white men being in control and having a hierarchy in their relationships. But when a black man does it, now he's controlling. Now he's controlling. Now somebody tell me, because we're going to watch this again. It's only a minute and 35 seconds. And Jay wasn't never no gangster rapper. Never. Listen, I know Jay-Z's music. I just finished listening. Was it The Blueprint? The first one? I was listening to the whole album the other day. Jay-Z was never a gangster rapper. Jay-Z always rapped about money. He rapped about selling drugs, but only just a little bit. Like, he never talked about no real gangster shit. He said, I never went to jail. I mean, he was never a gangster rapper. See, because to white people, a black rapper is a gangster rapper. There's nothing in between. There's nothing in between. There's no in between. What is a gangster rapper anyway? Okay, that wasn't a phrase or term that was ever created by us. It was just rap. We didn't create that. I mean, a gangster was rapping. It was a nigga that was in the streets making music about his life. But we have to understand how much we want white people's approval that we would even let. She didn't allow that to be said. But for some reason, when she said, I've seen other people cover this. And when she said a white woman said it, all of a sudden it became important and true. Because this white woman said, Jay-Z, that's all she could get. And she got you thinking about Jay-Z. And I'm sitting here thinking about Jay-Z like, what you mean that's all she can get? I mean, how many women wouldn't want to be married to a man who's been in his role in his field long enough and strong enough to be a billionaire? Because that's what they're talking about. Because that story went all into cheating and all that other stuff, which did happen. But what that white woman said on that plane was not her husband isn't faithful. That's not what she said. She said, "Isn't he a gangster rapper? That's all she could get." I probably would have smacked the shit out that hoe. You're not talking about my son-in-law. Thank you. You're not talking about my son-in-law, the father of my grandchildren. No, you're not. You know, bitch, because you about to find out in first class what's tea. See, but we allowed that story to go out and didn't even dig deep enough to find out that this whole thing was a racist situation because they don't like to see us together. They don't like to see us happy. They tried to run Jay-Z and Beyonce through the mud in the media for years, and they withstood every single last bit of it. Every single last bit of it. She told y'all her husband was cheating because if y'all found out, y'all would have drug her through the mud. So they was like, all right, and they made money off of it. You might as well. But listen, let's go back because now that I got that up off me and I don't have to keep them secrets no more, let's find out about this amazing documentary she about to put out. That the other fucking story, they use sound bites. This is the thing that fucking bugs me. She did a whole interview about this documentary. Okay. The other channel, the other show used sound bites from that interview and never even mentioned the documentary. If that's not evil, I don't know what is. So I had no choice but to report that video. I had no choice but to report it because it wasn't true. It wasn't true. Like you literally just used a person's soundbite against her family. Against her family. To make an entire family look bad. I mean, if we want to talk about defamation of character, it's quite possible that that could be a form of defamation of character. And so I asked all three of them, why haven't you done anything about this? Why have you allowed this to go? And they're like, people gonna put their stories out. Whoever finds out the truth finds out the truth. You know, it is what it is. Yep, it is clickbait, but it's dangerous clickbait because that's the type of thing that'll get you killed in these streets, fucking with Hove and his family. But publicity is publicity. One thing you take on as a celebrity, people take on, you know, is knowing that they're public people. I mean, I could tell you this right now. Me and Miss Naders were little celebrities in the city we lived in. In the city I lived in before I met her, I was a for real celebrity. I would go home from work, and my nanny would tell me where I had dinner because somebody had taken pictures of me and posted it on WeChat on the social media network locally. I got to the point where I was covering my face, but something you just know. Imagine all the media, all the stories, all the rumors. Okay, so you got this person who made this story about Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's 9 minutes long, and it's gotten 107,000 views. Okay, is it that 107,000 views in YouTube dollars is worth roughly $30? Roughly. Is it worth it for Beyonce and Jay-Z to fight the person who made this video and take their little $30? No. It's just one of those things that you be like, people used to sell pictures of us, Miss Naders. When we go to the Great Walls of China and all these other people would sell pictures of us, pass them around. That's why I said, if you take a picture of me, that's fine. I want my Liu by Kwai. I want my 600 Kwai because you about to sell that bitch anyway. You could only imagine. And we had to dress extremely modestly and extremely conservatively living there with our fat asses and thick thighs. You know what I'm saying? No, honey. Come here, I'll take it off. So let me play this again from the beginning so that you guys can get an opportunity to see how Tina Knowles' words were twisted. Because I'm going to play that other video again too. So we can kind of see it in context. Here we go.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right?" How did you let him marry your daughter?
Tina Knowles-Lawson is sharing a telling personal story.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example.
Speaking with Gayle King on CBS Mornings, the mother of Beyonce and Solange discussed her latest project, Profile the Black Man.
That's the narrative. I felt threatened. I felt afraid. If they got on handcuffs, they're still a threat because they're Black men.
The morning show aired a clip from the upcoming docuseries where Tina described this memorable encounter.
I love what
I
she
can
said.
remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?" And it was just shocking to me. And I said, "No, actually, my son is a CEO." She didn't think of him as a CEO or even a talented celebrity that, was a great businessman.
Following the clip, Tina shared
what
what
she
she took
said?
away from the experience.
At that time, I remember thinking, I can't be mad at her because that is what the media portrays.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example because I'm thinking, and then you followed up by saying, I'm not even mad at her. How are you not mad?
I sat there and I thought about how the media portrays Black men and how that is typical of the things that they would focus on. Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
Tina hopes her new project helps debunk these damaging stereotypes.
So if we can kind of get people to understand that that's not so and to show them examples of otherwise, that we do have good fathers and we are good providers and we love our men love their own women as well.
That shit?
It's just all the negative stereotype and it's just perpetuated over and over no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just
What is it, y'all? What is it that's perpetuated over and over? Now, the first video, we thought it was Jay-Z drugging Beyonce and controlling her. But what is it that's perpetuated over and over?
no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
I want to ask you about Jay-Z's album.
I think it's genius. Over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
Let me go back to that.
And it's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Now, she said what it is. Right before she said it, she said what it is. Ready? Let's go.
Examples of otherwise, that we do have good fathers and we are good providers and we love our men love their own women as well. It's just all the negative stereotype and
it's just all the negative stereotypes. That's what's perpetuated over and over again. It's just all the negative stereotypes. 5 words that were kept from us. 5 words that were stolen from our ears, from our consciousness, from our understanding to change the whole story. Do you see it? Do you see how sneaky and conniving and evil that is toward the Black family? And this show is not about that. We take pieces and look at them, but I happen to be a Black American person. So I can't help but see how this is a racist conversation. When you take a story and have a person narrating saying that Tina exposed Jay-Z. She exposed him. And they use a soundbite that's completely out of context. But don't talk about what she was actually talking about, which are the negative stereotypes on Black men. If that person had included those 5 words, they would have never been able to use that soundbite. Y'all,
it's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what
you see how they do us?
I want to ask you about Jay-Z's album.
I think it's genius. Like all of his projects, I thought it was really great.
Tina is always quick to praise Jay-Z while chatting with ET.
It's a family night, and I'm just so excited. I'm so proud of my son-in-law.
In November, Tina showed her support.
Now, would she
at the
say that if
premiere
she didn't
of The
have
Harder
to?
They Fall.
I mean, I cannot wait to see this movie. I know with the cast that's in it, that they're going to kill.
See, a woman of her age will say nothing before she says something. She would never mention that man's name if she couldn't stand him. She wouldn't purposely congratulate him if she didn't want to. She wouldn't say a motherfucking word. And tell me I'm lying, because you got mamas. Y'all got mamas. You know, a lot of our mamas won't say nothing before they say something, especially in public. You see how they twisted this woman's words?
It, and it's just an important story to be told.
Jay-Z produced the star-studded Western.
1, 2, 3.
The rapper said he and Tina always know what's most important.
The family out tonight is a family affair. I saw your mother-in-law so proud of.
Yeah, we're going. We support each other. That's what we do.
Y'all, they just telling lies. I'm sorry. Y'all, they telling lies. That's really all it is. It's a big fucking lie. So now let's go back and look at that story again. Now that you know what that woman actually said about her son, let's take a look at that story again. Hold on. And even this picture, man, I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed.
It's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
More disturbing rumors are starting to emerge about Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage. And according to multiple insiders, Beyonce's mom, Tina, is worried Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
There's been a lot of speculation lately that Jay-Z is holding Beyonce hostage in their marriage and giving her illegal substances to keep her under control. Many fans have also noticed that Beyonce completely lost her spark ever since Jay got exposed for cheating. And they're saying it's truly terrifying how hypnotized and dazed Beyonce looks these days.
But who's saying it?
When you're not being here tonight, he's fighting his illness with the same determination that he used to make Brooklyn a better place.
But it's not just fans who are worried about Beyonce, because multiple sources are also saying Beyonce's mom, Tina, is also concerned about rumors that Jay got her daughter hooked on drugs. So what exactly did Tina say about Jay's controlling ways?
Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
Though Tina Knowles previously
Is that what she said?
Came after him, it looks like she's now changed her mind about her son-in-law.
Y'all.
Tina is allegedly extremely worried about rumors that Jay-Z is controlling Beyonce by supplying her with drugs. In case you missed it, several industry insiders recently came forward with claims that Jay-Z is controlling and drugging Beyonce, and her fans even got the Free Beyonce hashtag trending on Twitter. Ever since Jay-Z publicly admitted he cheated on Beyonce several years ago, fans have been saying that Beyonce is acting very strange, and it almost seems like she's not in full control of her actions. Rumors about Jay being unfaithful have been swirling around since the early 2000s, and Jay was linked to everyone from his record label artists Rihanna and Rita Ora to his former friend Dame Dash's ex-wife Rachel Roy. The rumors reached a boiling point back in May 2014 when shocking footage.
You see how they make a black man look?
Sister Solange attacking Jay in an elevator at the Met Gala, while Beyonce
I'm not saying they perfect. I'm
looking
just saying.
Hypnotized. One insider told E! News that Solange lost it because she saw Jay getting close with Rachel Roy at the Met Gala after party. And according to this source, when Solange later confronted Jay about flirting with Rachel, she started saying some disrespectful things to her and Beyonce. And that's when all hell broke loose in the elevator. And that's also why Beyonce just stood back and let Solange hit Jay. Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Solange never explained exactly what happened in that elevator, and they only released a PR statement saying this was an unfortunate accident and claiming that the family has worked through it.
How do everybody outside the elevator know what happened?
But then, just a few months after the elevator incident, Beyonce again sparked speculation she was using drugs after she was filmed acting bizarre at a Brooklyn Nets game. The Daily Mail reported at the time that Beyonce swayed back and forth with no music on, while Jay-Z, who was sitting next to her, awkwardly squinted back and forth at the HD screen. By this point, Beyonce had already started working on her album Lemonade, which details all the emotional stages she went through after learning Jay-Z cheated on her. Lemonade ends with Beyonce forgiving Jay and celebrating their power couple status. And Jay later claimed he and Beyonce decided to fight for their love because they wanted to break generational cycles of trauma.
And, you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love for our family to give our kids a different outcome. You see, to break that cycle. For Black men and women, to see a different outcome.
If the shoe had been on the other foot, if the transgressions had been on her side, do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you?
I hope. Again, because I love her the same way.
Shout out to the 112
no matter what
here.
side, I love her the same way. I pray that I will, because her strength and her, man, is the strongest woman I know. Like her and my mother, they battling for number one.
However, Beyonce fans were not buying this, and many of them said that if Beyonce had cheated on Jay, he would have never stayed with her. And even if he would have, the narrative would have been completely.
Now notice none of the Beyonce fans. I'm eating liver and onions and mashed potatoes, and gravy. Notice that the Beyonce fans they show, none of them bought the Spirit album.
Different, and people would mock him for staying instead of praising him for being strong. This
All
is
I'm
also
saying.
when a lot of people started speculating that Beyonce can't leave Jay-Z because she's been with him ever since she was a teenager and she doesn't know how to be on her own. See, Beyonce previously said that she was 18 when she met Jay. However, Jay has a long track record of getting involved with much younger women, and several sources have claimed that Beyonce was actually just 16 when she met 28-year-old Jay, and that's when he allegedly started plotting to get with her. Besides
gone
that,
all
Jay
around
had
the
a close
mulberry
relationship
bush.
with R. Kelly, and he actually continued working with him even after he found out Kelly manipulated
now they
and
done linked it to
illegally
R.
married
Kelly.
15-year-old Aaliyah. According to Dame Dash, everyone knew what R. Kelly had done to Aaliyah, but Jay didn't care, and he went on to release a joint album.
Dame didn't
But
care
I've been tight about this shit for years. So to be honest, like, if you remember The Best of Both Worlds, you don't see my name on that. You know what I mean? And
your name is not on either album.
Hell no, I never wanted no parts of that. So when Holmes was doing that shit, I was like, bro, you know our homie violated, and he violated my girl. He violated a friend of yours.
Dame also claimed that Jay was pursuing Aaliyah and trying very hard to get with her. But then when Aaliyah tragically died in a plane accident in 2001, Jay went public with Beyonce just months later. What's also disturbing is that Jay himself admitted in his song 444 that he didn't treat Beyonce as his equal. And on her 21st birthday, he warned her not to embarrass him instead of claiming her as his girlfriend. A lot of Beyonce's fans have said that this definitely amounts to grooming because Jay-Z was way more experienced than Beyonce when he met her. And he basically did the same thing to her that he tried with Foxy Brown and Aaliyah. But Beyonce is a grown woman now, and if she wanted to leave,
I'm still looking for the evidence that Tina Knowles exposed Jay-Z of controlling Beyonce with drugs.
Jay, she could easily do it, and plus the Beehive would probably support her in this decision. So how come Beyonce decided to stay by Jay-Z's side after he publicly humiliated her
because
so
that's her
many times?
nigga.
Well,
He got some
according
good
to
dick
several
or
people with
something.
inside knowledge, the reason Beyonce can't leave Jay-Z is because he's secretly controlling her with drugs. One of these people is
Same
Jay's
reason you
former
don't leave your
background singer,
man.
Jaguar Wright, who publicly accused Jay of drugging Beyonce and said he was a monster with no conscience.
Jay-Z. Why has Jay-Z been coming up with you lately?
Because he's a monster. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more drugs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in a catatonic
No, girl. Not my beautiful Beyonce.
Jaguar also said Beyonce's fans need to start their own version of the Free Britney.
I can't help it.
I'm sitting here
I can't help it,
twitching and
y'all.
tweaking because I suffer from PTSD.
I can't
and
help
I feel
it.
like I'm doing a whole questionnaire, like a survey.
Ma'am, when we make contact with him, I just want to make sure I have all the
I gave
information.
you his number and you refused. You haven't called
Who's
him
the
yet. I gave you the
monster?
number twice.
Okay, I want to
And
make
you
sure that
sitting
you
here,
are
you
safe
sitting here,
because
you sitting here. Please don't repeat it.
Okay, ma'am. Now I want to check in and make sure that you're okay and you're safe. You said you're at your studio, correct?
Right now, I am being triggered. My PTSD, I am triggered.
You full of shit.
And you ain't making it no better.
Who's the monster?
Again, I am sorry that you're going through this, ma'am. Now, are you currently having any thoughts of suicide?
I'm thinking about killing you right now. I ain't gonna lie. Jesus
Who's
help
the
me.
monster?
Please, Jesus, forgive me for my thoughts.
Who's the monster?
Okay.
If another fucking nigga asks me if I'm ready to commit suicide, I might become a murderer.
Well, do what you gotta do.
I got
Nikki.
everything to
Are you
live
having
for.
any homicidal thoughts towards your husband or
No,
anyone
just
else?
you right now. God help me. Please forgive me, Jesus.
Okay.
She tried to kill that lady
Okay.
twice.
But you said you're at your studio. Do you feel like you're
She
safe
said,
at your
okay.
studio?
There's a doorman here. There's
Okay.
security here. And I'm in a locked loft. And I have not left since I parked my car.
Okay.
And I'm not alone.
Well, she only got a quarter tank of gas.
My son is here, and my goddaughter's here, who he has emotionally abused and battered.
She ain't never said that though.
And they're witnesses to everything as well as the 50 other people who watched him
I
attack
believe
me
Sam
last
said
night
he
like a
has a
wild
lot of
dog. As they had.
respect for Gerald. I believe Sam said that Gerald earned his trust. I heard him say it with my own ears. He said Gerald has earned his trust.
Had to drag him into Cockrell Hill.
Okay.
Ain't you gonna call me?
Yes, I'm going to make outreach to him. Now, once I make outreach to him, would you like to receive a call back if I'm not able to reach him?
Yeah, that would be nice to keep me in the loop, considering it's my life on the line.
If I'm not able to reach him, I would not. If I'm able to reach him, I would not be able to call you back.
That's fine.
If I'm not able to reach him. Now, would you like for me to tell him that you told us to call, or would you like to remain anonymous?
Yes. Tell
She
him
gonna
I
deny
did.
it. She gonna deny it.
Okay. And now, so just to confirm, are you having any thoughts of suicide, ma'am?
Hopefully.
Next question. I already answered that shit.
We can only hope.
You're starting to get on my nerves.
Have you had any thoughts of suicide in the past?
Didn't she call them? Didn't she pick up her phone and call them?
Yeah, after I got gang raped and all and left for dead.
The phone that she was locked out of, remember?
For 2 days. Yeah, life wasn't much worth living, and after my son was murdered, you know,
She's such a
life didn't feel
provocateur.
so right after that.
You can't trust a fucking provocateur. She said she's a provocateur. A provocateur is like somebody who's got exhibitionist issues. They just gotta always be seen. They do shit just for attention. And I was like, at least we could get a little entertainment out the bitch. Don't send her no damn money though. Shit. I know she got some folks in here. I've seen you. I know who you are. I appreciate you being here.
That what the fuck you been through? You sitting here asking me these motherfucking questions. What the fuck you been through, bitch? Call him.
Been through this motherfucking conversation without jumping through the phone on your ass. That's what I've been through. How about this? I've been through consistent training to be able to have a job and do it long enough to make it through this conversation. I guarantee you Jaguar Wright does not have the grace or skill to be able to have this kind of conversation with anybody. If she was at any position where somebody called her, she would never be able to have this kind of grace. I know I wouldn't either.
And go get him.
Ma'am.
Don't you man me. Don't you fucking man me. Don't you man.
Well, what the fuck is she supposed to say, sir? I told y'all she wear drawers with
Do
dick
your
holes in them.
job.
She's trying,
He's a
honey.
veteran, and he's losing his grip, and he needs help. He doesn't need to be arrested, because if he gets arrested, they're going to kill him because he has a gun on him and he's gonna act a fool. But maybe
now y'all saw last week when they was at the restaurant and Guma was trying to get on the road so he could get home and get his medicine, and she wasn't allowing him to.
maybe that's what
But now
you
she's
want.
talking about he
So
losing
that's
his grip.
one less check y'all gotta pay out every month. How about that?
She's so
How
full of
about that
shit.
reality? Maybe you want the police to go get him so he can go into a full manic rage with a loaded pistol with one in the chamber, like he done said online 1,000,000 times, and pointed at them cops, and them cops shoot him dead, and then Uncle Sam get to save a few bucks. Is that what the fuck this shit is about?
Now y'all don't
Is
see
it?
people dropping off.
You know Texas is a one party. You know Texas is you do know Texas is a one party recording state, right?
And people laughing at her.
You only
Nobody
need
even take her
consent of one
seriously.
person to record a conversation. And guess what? I motherfucking consent.
People
Because
laughing
I'm
at her.
recording all this shit. Do your job.
That was Tokyo Tony's phone to my future husband. Ain't she already married to somebody? Did y'all see that at the end? Hold on.
Need
I'm feeling
consent
a
of
little
one
messy.
person to record a conversation. And guess what? I motherfucking consent.
Watch at the top.
Because I'm recording all this shit.
Oop.
Do your job.
Damn, I fucked it up. Hold on. Let me do it again.
State, right?
Watch at the top.
You only need consent of one person to record a conversation. And guess what? I motherfucking consent. Because I'm recording all this shit.
Look at the top.
Do your job.
That's damn Tokyo Tony's phone to my future husband. Ain't she married to a dude? He look like he eat too much cheesecake. Well, you know, that's what narcissists would do. I told you last week, man, I saw it a lot in the church. They would try to discredit you so much when you leave them. I don't know why she won't just let that man go. She told him he was of no use to her. So why not just let him go? Leave him alone. But anyway, y'all, I cannot believe we actually did this, but we are within our 3-hour time. I can open up the panel for a few minutes if y'all want to come up. Let me know if you want to come up and share anything. I know a few of y'all were here and already knew what T was and that Tina had not said that. I want to thank Beyonce and Jay-Z and Tina for making it so clear to me and helping me have the path that I needed, because I knew something was wrong. I'm going to drop the link. I knew something was wrong. I knew something wasn't right. And I asked each of them separately. I was like, Beyonce, what is going on? And I asked Jay-Z, what the fuck is going on? And I asked Miss Tina, what in the world is going on? And all of them said the same thing. They said, go to the source. Go find what was said. Go find the original sound bites. Go find what was said in context. And consider the motherfucking source that brought this shit to you. That's what they told me to do, and I want to thank them for making it so easy for me. They laid out the path work. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and share the link. This is for anybody that wants to join. Except, you know who you are. If you a hater, please don't, because I don't want to eat you up. And I'm not trying to have that kind of channel. I don't build my channel on controversy when it comes to beefing with people. I build my channel on me, bitch. So anyway, if you want to join, come on up. Let me give us something to groove to. Man, that shit was crazy. Can y'all believe? Oh, Riri, you are late. We just finished church, girl. We about to do the call to Christ. I'm telling you, never take somebody else's research. You always do your own research, because the bigger story was the wrong one. The story that hit the airwaves and everybody was sharing, especially because she said, this white lady said, like that was supposed to, like literally, we sometimes can really put white perception and white acceptance at such a high level that we think because they don't accept a relationship in our community that there's something wrong with it. That's crazy. Hey, Chantel, Tuna, nice to see you this evening or morning. Man, Riri, I would like to say this was a really good show. I've been trying to get into something like this for a while because I think it's important for us to talk about how the media portrays us and how we allow. I don't think that story would have ever went out about George Lopez and his community and backlash and said, wait a minute, because his mother-in-law was actually doing a documentary about such and such. Yeah, Riri, that replay is going to be lit. I'm going to give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to get us all out of here. Oh, it's too loud. Thank you, Carol. It's overshadowing my narration. I appreciate that. Is that better, Miss Carol? I appreciate your feedback. I really, really do. I thought I was over here yelling. Oh, I love it when my baby gets stuck on the channel and fall asleep because it's old. Anyway, it's still early on the West Coast. What y'all getting into this evening? A bitch like me is going to bed. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback, Miss Carol. Y'all, this has been a week. I said, Jaguar Wright can't have a normal week. I tried I did really well. I made a commitment to myself that I wasn't going to follow up on anything related to Jaguar Wright in the morning. Okay? I'm at least get started into my own workday because I'm rich as fuck. And if I can't pay attention to myself first, what good am I? So I made a point that I would only talk about the Jaguar Wright shit in the evening. Hey, welcome, Wiley. Why lied to me? I like it. Thank you. I'm glad you'll be back. Come on back. We are easing ourselves out of the Jaguar Wright subject. I literally asked earlier this week, I was like, can I let it go? And today, while I was in meditation, at lunchtime, I do this meditation that literally helps me go out into the field of possibilities and grab what I need and bring it on back. If anybody knows about that kind of language. But I was out there in the field of possibilities, and the word I got from the universe was, no, you're going to have to stay on her neck a little bit longer. And I was like, y'all, it's a risk to my own life. She frequents the area where I live. I know people in my chat who represent her and are sitting here lurking. They send me cash apps and shit. Like I don't know how to research. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous and it's uncomfortable just because don't nobody want to be talking about no negative shit all the fucking time. Sometimes you want to talk about something that's a little bit more funny, fun, enjoyable, enlightening, inspiring. I see a lot of good shit all week, and that's just not what I've been led to bring before you and break down. I'm glad I kind of got a break from Jaguar to talk about, Miss Knowles' words being used out of context, but still we had to talk about Jaguar because, she brought us that kombucha. She brought us that rotten ass tea. Shout outs to people who drink kombucha. I don't understand it. I don't know why you would drink rotten tea. I can tell you plenty of times when my tea, I'm drinking tea right now and I got another one right here. I can tell you plenty of times when I'll leave this at the desk overnight and come back and be like, ooh. Y'all love that shit. Y'all paying $7 a bottle for that shit. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Coach Brooksy. I appreciate the compliments. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure I meditate daily. I'm in a place right now. Excuse me. I'm currently in consecration. So I try to I know you can't tell because you don't know what consecration is for me. Consecration for me is avoiding alcohol and avoiding as much negativity as possible and also avoiding excreting my cerebral spinal fluid through orgasm. If anybody understands retention when it comes to that sort of thing, that's a whole nother conversation. Guys call it semen retention. I don't know what you call it when you're a woman, but it's powerful. It actually allows certain elements of your body to rejoin each other and give you some more strength to carry on. But I'm currently in consecration, so I've been trying to stay away from this whole Jaguar thing because it does drain your energy. And she's an energy vampire. She has nothing to offer. So, any of y'all who were around when I was doing this work on Umar and watching his videos and breaking those down, we didn't have the name breakdown then. I was just in my living room on a Sunday morning, smoking weed and talking shit. And I had to let that go at some point because that conversation just gets heavy and it keeps getting stupid and it gets so easy because people like this, they don't reinvent themselves like you and I. Like they are the same lie over and over and over again to where it doesn't even really need to be broke down. Like how many things in this video where she called the VA were we able to say, oh yeah, remember when she told that lie? It does get old. Like I said, I won't reconnect with any of this stuff in the morning. I really don't. I don't want to. I don't care who's live. Hey, I knew you was coming. I don't care who's live. I don't care who's talking. Like when I'm getting my baby to school in the morning, I'm focusing on my money and my waistline, trying to stay tight and
I
right.
heard
Hey,
that.
Miss T Taylor baby, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I had to order me a pizza real quick.
Oh, that sounds good. I got some liver and onions. Cakes, I don't know where we can find the Tina Knowles documentary, and we need to. I think that that'd be a great thing to support because it apparently she's doing a whole documentary that she don't have to.
Is
She
it
don't
done?
have to. I don't know if it's done or if it's in the works, but it's in that story. Hold on, it's in the story.
If you go
It's
on
only a
Roku, it'll let you know.
skip it.
Wait, I got Roku. Hold on. Look.
You got? Did you hear it? Are you able to hear it? You're able to hear it, right? I can hear it. They put darker makeup on her for this. She said, "Actually, my son is a CEO." Thank you, Carol. Let me see if she gets to the story. Right, let's skip to it. Y'all can hear that?
I don't hear nothing.
You don't hear it? Oh, I wasn't. I was sorry. Here we come.
Well, it's just all the negative stereotype, and it's
You can
it's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
what everybody thinks.
I want to ask you
And
about
I'll
Jay Z's
say,
album.
I think it's genius. Like all of his projects.
I love that
thought it was
dress.
really great.
Tina is always quick to praise Jay-Z while chatting with ET.
It's a family night, and I'm just so excited. I'm so proud of my son-in-law.
In November,
Isn't this
Tina
like the completely opposite story, Miss T Taylor, baby?
Yep.
Isn't that the complete fucking opposite story?
Yep.
How dare we allow a channel that's not even a reputable news source, because this is Entertainment Tonight telling the real story. And there's this channel. I literally want to like launch a campaign against these motherfuckers like I did against that one bitch and at least get them put in jail for a couple weeks. Like culture covered. Whose culture are you covering by telling lies?
Oh, no, it's not there yet. But I found some good movies on
And
there
it ain't
now.
nothing but, wait a minute, I gotta show y'all this. It ain't nothing but black women responding to this shit, talking about they believe that this shit is actually happening.
What?
Look, I'm on the culture covered story where they say that Tina Knowles exposed Jay-Z. Okay?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
ain't
okay.
nothing but black women commenting. Hold on.
They
Let me make this.
haters.
No, they're not just haters. We're not researchers. We believe
True.
anything. And the woman said, a white woman said, he ain't good enough. And we say, oh, well, I guess he sure ain't. Our
Mm.
perceptions of ourselves are so fucking low. Look at this. Nobody's ever said, well, where did those sound bites come from? What was the context of that interview? They talking about they don't know if Jay-Z's in her class. She thanked him for grooming her. Oh, now they got evidence too.
Mm-mm.
Ain't nobody in here asking for no. Where did nobody here saying, well, when did Tina say it? Because I don't see where she said it. I mean, y'all see the same comments I see. Excuse me. Excuse me. And see, the reason why I have a hard time, I went to Beyonce's music because I am a listener. Excuse me. I'm literally only a fan of myself and my daughter, to be honest with you. But I am a Beyonce's listener. There were years I didn't hear a lot of Beyonce because I was in the church real heavy, and it was against God's will for you to listen to anything that didn't say Jesus and ask you for money.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't. There was a lot of albums I missed, like Sasha and blah blah blah, and I thought she was filled with the devil too until I realized that it's Jesus to keep you broke. If everybody that ain't worshiping God got money, so anyway, it must be something to it. Forgive me if I offend you. That's not my intention, but that's just my truth. But I didn't listen to it. There was a lot of years I missed her, but I've always loved her voice. Like I've always loved her dedication, her craft, her showmanship, just her level of excellence. And
Mm-hmm.
so I've had some criticisms about the way she presented herself, but I also am not a show person, so I don't have those same boundaries. But I said all that to say, I forgot what I said all that to say. Oh, I said all that to say that I had to go back and listen to the music and hear how this woman is spoken about empowering women. I had to go back to even most recent stuff and hear how she speaks about women and herself and just people. I'm like, no, this doesn't sound like a woman who's in bondage.
Right.
It doesn't sound. You got a dog sleep next to you, don't you?
Yeah. How you know?
Girl, I got some good ears. I'm somebody's ex-wife. Listen.
Oh, girl. Ooh, child. Ooh, you terrible.
Listen, I can hear everything. I hear that dog. Uh, but anyway, little
He won't
Chihuahua,
get
wake up
off of.
me.
He won't get off my lap, and he is going to
Well, it
town.
sounds like he's controlling and he's drugging you because that's what they said about Jay-Z because he was touching his own wife.
Oh shit,
Shit. They
girl.
didn't say that shit when he let that nigga kiss her on the mouth. They didn't have no problem with
Mm.
that.
I
Man,
mean,
I swear to
she
God.
a actress. I mean, come on now.
You talking about, oh my God. It bothers me because this would have never happened. Like a lot of stuff I say, I don't think this would have happened if we weren't black.
Yep.
Now, tabloids do go out and put out stories like this. But for us to believe it,
I think they're trying to because it's no more National Enquirer and those magazines don't be flying off the shelf no more like the Star magazine and shit. So they trying to bring that shit to YouTube.
well, of course, and that's what the job is of a lot of bloggers. That's what they do. That's why I was saying last week when I was like, we don't do the same thing, so I'm not even mad.
Hmm. But Jaguar is just she's fucking wrong because she don't give a damn. It's always have something to do with some essay, some um, fornication,
This even
cheating,
looks like a tabloid
theft.
cover, don't it?
Yep.
These look like the National Enquirers, don't they? This is not a
They're
reputable
just waiting
source.
for their moment. You
Yeah, and they
know what I'm
waiting for me to
saying?
report that video. Let me go ahead and do that.
Girl, you don't be playing.
I don't. This is my internet. I got the mouse in my hand. Shit.
Thank you all for joining us here too tonight. You know, you could be
Oh,
anywhere
absolutely.
else. Because you know, the YouTube streets are so hot.
It is.
I was looking for you yesterday, girl. I gotta get your email address,
Me,
phone
yeah,
number.
I just put it in the chat. Let me put it back up again. Hold on.
Wait, I'm gonna write this down. You crazy girl.
Shut up. It's true. There is a certain response. I mean, when we posting videos about COVID, they got stuff fact checkers and shit. Come on, somebody. So they can't fact check this shit.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
Culture covered.
What culture? Juicy gossip.
I said
That's it.
I said black people don't have a culture anymore. Our culture is so contaminated. It's like
Well, that's because we won't protect it.
it's not being protected. And
We have to
I
protect
remember when
it.
that in the 90s that wasn't cool.
Come on, we gotta protect our shit. I mean, the very fact that you got, and then let me go over here, okay? Because I want to share. I want to share the comments under this video. This is the Entertainment Tonight video where Tina Knowles' comments were used in context. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see something real quick. Hold on, I just got to do a quick comparison. So that video by Culture Covered has 583 comments, 107,000 views, right? That's not even like a real source. This ET video has 667 comments. Just about the same amount of comments. 150,000 views, less views, about 20,000 less views. They kind of running neck and neck, but how does Entertainment Tonight have less views on the same sound bites?
Um, could it could it be because people, it's
Look, and then you got
basically
people over here that have come over here and spoken poorly about Jay-Z.
Yep.
They've
I
come over
peeped that.
here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm not.
Look.
Mm-hmm.
They talking bad about him over here. That's crazy.
I see it.
Now this woman has spoken on her experience with her son-in-law. She's seen him with his children. She's seen him with his mama. She's seen him with his wife. And she has her own relationship with him. She's shown up to his shit. Not him and her daughter's shit. His shit. When the last time your mama-in-law showed up to your shit and your husband wasn't involved? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
She lying. She lying. When she say somebody's paying her, even though she's got her own money,
Yeah.
plenty of it. She's got her own business, plenty of it. Why is everybody getting paid to cover up the lie? No, this woman actually feels these ways about her own son, who she loves and respects, and sees as a man who was put into a dangerous situation by being raised in the projects and took that same wit and
And
turned
got
himself into
out.
something a lot of white men can't be, and that's a billionaire. So instead of them having story after story congratulating him, because that kind of came and went
And
the
you
day
know
he hit
what?
a billion.
And it seemed like majority of his haters, if they're not like, you know, you I mean, that's the art of the sport. in rap or whatever with the lyrics. Is he one of the best rappers alive? Whatever. But the naysayers and stuff, you notice like they were friends for a long time, but he left them behind, like Dame
You have
Dash.
to sometimes.
You do.
You
When my
have
dad told me
to.
that, I was like, damn, daddy, you right.
My
You know,
parents told me, because I talk to aunts and cousins and stuff now I didn't know growing up. And they
yep,
always say, well, I don't understand why your mom and daddy didn't raise me. And then I'll be wanting to say, look at your kids and look at me.
for real.
I shout outs to all my cousins. It's some that are doing extremely well. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the fuck. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who.
Yeah.
Because I know my cousin Sharita be in here sometimes. So I don't mean to offend the family, but you know who the fuck I'm talking about.
Mm.
Y'all know. Y'all can't be
Right,
like,
Vivi.
you can't always have your kids around everybody. And if I can't be around you because if my child can't be around you because I've elevated. Y'all heard Tokyo Tony say, I'm trying to be on another level. See, y'all don't understand. The governess gave them an out.
She did.
She said, your daughter's demise will be your demise. What does that mean? Your daughter's redemption will be your redemption.
You divorcing your family, Riri?
Riri, listen, I just let all mine go on and be my ancestors. I appreciate you. Listen, I was having a conversation with my ancestors the other day. I'm looking for a piece of property, and one of them was like, "Yep, that's the one we chose for you." And I was like, "Well, that won't be the one I get because y'all ain't never had shit. So why would I be trusting you with real estate advice?"
You crazy.
You don't get more intelligent when you die. You die with the same exact intelligence you always had.
Well, Jaguar, well, I saw her up on King Pain just about an hour or two ago on his panel, taking over his panel as usual. Not his panel, but his live. And she was saying, girl, she said that Shayna Lewis and King World work for Jay-Z, work
You know,
for Rock Nation,
you know why she's
and
on there? I'm gonna cut you off really, really rudely because I have to say. Remember, I said last week the best hoes are the pimps. Well, she can't put Angela on that platform. Number one, she's boring. Number two, she rambles. Number three, we are calling the police. So now she got to fulfill all those interviews she pre-sold. 6,
you breaking
she
up.
got to
Go ahead.
she has to sell that pussy that she had promised.
For jerk chicken.
So I'm coming through clearly now.
Yeah.
She has to sell that pussy that she promised everybody. People pre-bought those interviews from her.
Yep.
I remember when T.S. Madison was going through something and she had to I guess when Kaya had quit at the last minute, they had sold some advertising.
That was so messed up.
And she
Oh
had to
God.
still do those spots and figure out how to get them people what they paid for because they had bought advertising. See, these things
Hmm.
happen in packages.
Wait a minute, and let me tell you this. She said that Shayna is really a robot.
She said Shauna was involved with the blow up of her car. Now, why you still call it blowed up when you said it was a fur? So was it blowed up or
Girl,
was it a fur?
that girl, she back at it again. I think her ass was asleep all day yesterday or something because she was quiet.
Hi. Hi. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't like to talk negatively, but I don't watch King Payne because he never has any. Like, there's a lot of talking and cash apping, but not. I have to find a smidget of a moment of actual content. And
It
while I
it it didn't
appreciate,
used to it didn't used to be like that.
I mean, when you ain't got nothing to say, you ain't got nothing to say.
I don't
When
know
you in
what's
bed
going
with
on.
everybody, what can you say?
I know, huh?
Listen, when you in bed with everybody, what can you say? My lawyers are mad right now because they thought the chiropractor was gonna get more money, and I'm fine.
Mm.
I'm not gonna keep taking my lunch break to go lay up on somebody's bed when I'm fine.
Well, the more you go, the more money you gonna get, girl.
Well, yeah, that is the case, but it's also an inconvenience to my life to a
Well,
certain
you could
degree.
take a little inconvenience for some ka-ching ching.
I had to settle down and say the ka-ching ching is gonna be the ka-ching ching. I got multiple sources, and my
Okay,
time
well,
is money. If a 15-minute appointment takes me an hour,
I understand because I just went through that myself, so I can't talk.
yeah, that ain't the only. I got a couple cases happening, not for the same thing,
I'm
obviously, because
not.
that would be stupid. But I'm not dependent on. I trust the legal system to always get me my money,
Yeah. But
always.
shit, mine took like two. It seemed like every time I was done with one doctor, I had to go to another one. But I was really hurt though.
See, I drive a Volvo.
That's a good car.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. It is a good car.
And,
So,
and
like,
when, yeah, when my
it
daughter
take a
was
licking.
yeah, when my daughter was young or whatever, that's how I would purchase my cars because I
Yep.
wanted a car that somebody hit me,
Listen, that Volvo stop on its own. You get too close to something, it'll be like, you ain't going nowhere further. Not another
anti-lock
further.
brakes.
Yeah,
That's
that Volvo
good.
took care of me. I mean, the accident that I had, luckily, it was with an Acura. So, you
Hmm.
know, that's a good car too. That ain't no, when he realized it was time to stop, it stopped. He was in the ashtray trying to find a freaking roach.
What?
A little young kid. He was fine
Mm.
too. A little
Mm.
handsome young man. Anyway,
Ah.
that's about it. He was handsome.
Then I
Shoot.
I had got attacked yesterday.
What?
Hmm.
By who?
I went into somebody chat, girl. I guess I guess we being half ass watched or some shit. I don't know.
What
People in
people
the
trying to say you
bushes.
can't go? You can't be in more than one. I don't understand that.
Now, see what happened was I was in I haven't really been over there and hear her chat this week because shit, I be at work. I don't be on YouTube all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
whoever live and got the information and I like them, I'm gonna plug in. Especially if you
Right.
over there, or somebody, the
Mhm.
homies over there. And then Riri saw it. I wish she would come up here so to help me explain it because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Hold on. Let
You
me post the link again.
Oh, you know what? That girl, the one you said that threw you out of her live, that let them niggas
Doctor whatever.
LMSTD whatever.
Not STD. Uh,
You know I'll play it.
I know there
Nah,
was one woman who was talking the night after Jaguar got arrested. Now, mind you, I'm on the West Coast, so when I say this morning, it's usually afternoon everywhere else. So when I said Jaguar's going to see a judge this morning, she blocked me, put me in timeout, blocked me and everything. She was upset because I had information, and she really wanted to be the only source of information. So of course I went in one of my other accounts and went in her in her chat.
that's her, you guys. Yeah, well, I think she a
Oh,
low key troll though.
she look at her. She don't look like
Girl.
Loki. She looked like a fucking under the bridge troll.
Wait a
I
minute.
can't